The young man across the table from me looked like what he was about to say had gotten stuck in his throat. Chase and I were meeting for coffee just to catch up, but our conversation had quickly moved on from what we'd been up to lately. "What are you thinking?" I asked. "Yeah, that's exactly the problem," he said with a rueful chuckle. "I've got a lot on my mind, and some of it is not so good." Chase was a rising executive in his firm, a devoted husband, a loving father of 2 children, a leader in his church, and a coach in the community. Outwardly, he sure looked like he had it all together. "Tell me more," I said. He told me he had started following Jesus when he was a senior in high school. "My life was genuinely changed," he said. "When I first gave my life to Christ, I felt an inner peace that I had never felt before. Old habits fell away, new habits began, and the changes had lasting effects." He paused, took a sip of coffee, and added, "I haven't looked at pornography since the day I became a Christian. Certainly not every day like I used to, maybe once or twice a year in 17 years, but that's it." I nodded. "But when I close my eyes at night, oh man," he tapped a finger against the side of his forehead, "the problem is in here. I've still got a pile of pornography right here in my mind, and I hate that." He said it felt like pictures from his past were holding his mind hostage. I mean, I'm lying there next to my wife, and I love her with all my heart, but in my thoughts, I'm somewhere else, with someone else. That's just crazy and wrong. I've tried countless times to change my thought life, but the trash keeps coming back." He looked at me dejectedly. "I don't know, Steve. Sometimes I think my internal hard drive might be permanently corrupted." We all understand what it means to have our minds invaded by sinful thoughts and impulses. Plenty of us also understand what it feels like when occasional thoughts turn into deeply rooted patterns of thinking that bring us to the edge of despair. It doesn't have to be porn. More on that in a minute. For you, it might be another pattern of thinking or feeling that sometimes takes over. Let me ask, what sort of thoughts have streamed through your mind in the last 24 hours? For that matter, what destructive thoughts have you meditated on and enjoyed and repeatedly welcomed to return? What we choose to dwell on in our minds can feel personal and embarrassing. Most of us do our best to keep it safely stashed in a mental folder marked "No Big Deal" or "My Well-Deserved Private Life." But the Bible warns, be careful how you think. Your life is shaped by your thoughts. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23, Good News Translation. Which makes perfect sense, doesn't it? If we allow destructive thoughts to fill our mind, wouldn't we be inviting harm and maybe deep hurt for ourselves and those we love? But what's a man or woman supposed to do who doesn't want to live like a hostage but can't seem to change? If you resonate with Chase's fear that his thought life wasn't what it needed to be, even that it might have been permanently damaged, then I hope you'll keep listening. This book is for you. For years, our mission at New Life Ministries has been to help people who find themselves trapped by trauma and sin but feel ready to reach for wholeness and freedom. In what lies ahead, we'll draw on time-tested truths and God's power to help you identify, disarm, and take captive the unruly thought life that's been wrecking your hopes and breaking your heart. Just know that you don't need to surrender to misery ever again. But first, let's acknowledge that your brain is an amazing thing.